It's our final day in Hawaii. One last chance to savor what we've loved for 50 years, the ocean. We never tire of watching and listening to the waves rolling in and rolling out, rolling in and rolling out. If a love story could be described as a sound, this would be ours. I smile at that thought as I reach my hand into our cooler for a sip of passion fruit juice. And that's when I spot them. His missing pair of sunglasses. Hey, I found your sunglasses, and they're nice and cool, just the way you like them, I shout. I hope for a laugh as I hand them over. He looks truly puzzled. I wonder how they got there, he says. I bite back the words, by you, and say instead, how about a short stroll down the beach? No, I'll just sit here and wait for you, he says. I'm not surprised. Just sitting has become a large part of his life. I reassure him I'll be back shortly and I'll stay in your sight the whole time. And then I head down the empty beach thinking, being here with him is so much easier. I am not looking forward to returning home to comments like, you're both so lucky. He's still such a sweet and kind man. Lucky? Dementia comes in many forms, including the calm, childlike one that has captured my husband, but none of them are lucky. At least here I'm freer to sift and sort through the changes I face every day, with only the waves murmuring in my ear. Was it only a year ago that we'd gone to another beach, this one in Central California? I sat on a bench watching him play. He'd walked on the beach collecting feather after feather until he had enough to play with, and then he sat in the sand, carefully arranging them, his treasures, in a circle, looking excited when he'd finished. Ta-da, he shouted, his new favorite word, which was followed by a spooky grin that momentarily rattled me. Where had that come from? But there was no one to ask, no one to answer. So I simply smiled back, hoping he wouldn't notice my falling tears. Tears that tasted of sadness, infinite love, and envy. He looked so happy, immersed in his world of play. No adult concerns weighed him down. I recall thinking, what a lovely scene this would make in a movie. An older man toying with feathers on an empty stretch of sand set off by California's spectacular coast, while his wife of 45 years watches, smiling and crying at the same time. Nothing will ever be the same. I return from my walk. I gently encourage him to join me in the calm, warm sea. The water looks so inviting, I say. He hesitates. Oh, come on. I want to watch those bulky muscles of yours churn up the ocean. He laughs before using all of his strength to stand up. And then we hold hands and head toward the waves. And for a moment, time stands still. All that matters is that we're together doing what we love, making this the perfect end to that movie Oh, wait, one final touch, a kiss. I'm rewarded with a smile, that mischievous grin I have loved for 50 years. Then I smile back before the two of us wade into the waves and vanish from the screen.